Hello, everybody. It's Chuck Carnevale, co-founder of FastGraphs, the fundamentals analyzer software tool, bringing you another Lessons in Valuation subscriber request series 2-minute drill. These are high-level looks at a stock just to give you a perspective of whether you should research it further or not that have been asked to be looked at by subscribers. So today I'm going to look at Universal Display Corporation. And very quickly, if you go into the company's website and look at what OLED is, it's Organic Light Emitting Diodes that the company makes. So it's a semiconductor stock. And it's actually a pretty attractive looking company fundamentally. They've had about 17% earnings growth, a little bit of cyclicality. It seems to have smoothed out less in recent years. They started paying a dividend. I can tell this just by pointing to the white line on FastGraphs. In 2017, they've increased that dividend every year since, and they're paying out last year they paid out 34%, and they're expected to pay in the 35 to 37% range going forward. Okay, so from a dividend-wise, it has a 1.6% yield. I like the fact that it only has 1.17% debt. It's a small company, under $5 billion. But let's look at the stock price now. Now, the stock price should correlate to the earnings growth. But if you look at this stock, the first thing that strikes you, even when you put the normal multiple in, I'm going to take it off because I want you to see this, the volatility here is incredible. And just a common sense individual should recognize stocks aren't worth this much more and this much less this often over periods of time. It's all about how, in the long run, earnings determine market price, which is the orange line. In the short run, emotions determine market price. And you can see people are very emotionally attached to this stock. Sometimes they're euphoric, sometimes they're despondent, and you never know. And of course, it has come down in value. This is probably looking at it from a current valuation point of view. This is probably one of the best valuations the stock has had. You can see most of the time it trades at a higher value, but that doesn't mean you should buy it at the higher value. It simply means people are paying that. The analyst scorecard, by the way, is horrible, but they do expect about 18% going forward. But I don't know that I could trust it with all the misses that they've had on the 1 year and the 2 year forward. Anyway, this is Universal Display. OLED is the symbol, and that's what I illustrated. That is the Organic Light Emitting Diode that they build and sell. So anyway, here's a look at that. I don't think it's an investment-worthy company. It's too volatile for my taste. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like, ring the bell, subscribe to our channel, and take a look at subscribing to FastGraphs. This is a great example of how you can see how FastGraphs can keep you out of trouble. I call it the value investor's best friend. Thanks for watching.